Good afternoon, traders, and welcome back once again to the Hot Stocks Outlook for May 19th, 2017. Hope you're all doing very well out there in the markets. We've got a lot of really great opportunities to go ahead and cover today, so we'll go ahead and dig right in. But important to understand, we've gotten a lot of volatility in the S&P 500, and we're seeing that in a lot of stocks. And this is why it's so important to really have the tools and an approach that gets you into these markets before a lot of this volatility hits the market. So we're going to start here on 3D system. We've got realty, energy, hotels, television. So a lot of really interesting markets to go ahead and take a look at today. But let's start here in 3D systems. Now, against the essentially the price data that you see here is all daily bars and candles. So these candlesticks, these green days are up days, red days are down days, very, very simple. But against that price data, you see two values. And so every single evening, those values are essentially plotted on the chart for traders to make better trading decisions. Now, whenever traders identify that we've gotten essentially a crossover between that blue line and the black line, that's our signal to go ahead and get into the market. And the reason for this is because that black line, that's a regular simple moving average. So it really just summarizes what's occurred in the market already. But the blue line, for that value to be plotted, this VantagePoint Intermarket analysis software is looking at other related markets, things like the S&P 500, other technology stocks, ETF groups, commodity prices, the value of the dollar index. And it's analyzing all that information and plotting this line forward, which is a predicted moving average. So we really have a comparison between an actual moving average, which we know is the summary, and this predicted moving average. And so whenever we see that crossover move above, we know the trend is up. If the prediction is greater than the actual, that means that trend is expected to move higher. Additionally, we have this other indicator at the very bottom of the chart now. This is what's called the predicted neural index, and it can only be a value of a 1 or a 0. So very straightforward, 1 or 0, yes, no, right or wrong. And what this indicator is doing is very short-term forecasting. It's really looking out 48 hours or 2 trading days, 2 candlesticks on this chart is how we can think of that. But it's really just short-term strength or weakness in the market. And what's so important for traders to understand is, how to manage a trade moving forward. Because we know that, when you get into this market, there's really nothing that's going to tell you the market's going to be at 23, but you really need adaptive tools that are going to help you stay in that market and make the most of those opportunities. So as long as that blue line remains above the black line, as a swing or trend trader, you want to be long the market. And we've gotten a huge explosion in price over a very short period of time here. Just really a month of time, essentially. 22 trading days has you up almost 50%, 49.5%, about $7 per share on 3D systems here. But what you're going to notice as well, and as we move through a lot of these charts, is this neural index constantly saying that there's strength over the short term as well, saying if you're in an uptrend and there's short-term strength, well, you want to keep buying that market. And that certainly has been a really nice opportunity to the upside, but a 50% move in 1 month. So, really nice opportunity there. But of course, you needed to be buying this on the right day, all the way back here at $15 a share. So let's go ahead and move on through some of these opportunities, but really keeping the logic the same of how we utilize these predictive tools within VantagePoint. Now, here we have Kimco Realty, but we want to keep the logic here really the same here. Crossover to the downside, that blue line below the black line. So a lot of markets now are moving lower and getting excessively weak with the weakness you're seeing in the index. Neural index down here to 0, but this is saying, look, this market is expected to move lower. The last thing you want to be doing is holding on to any shares long Kimco Realty. You see here 18 trading days, market's down 19%. So $4 per share on a $20 stock. So, if you've got some longs in the market, because you've essentially gotten these forecasts, things like 3D systems, we covered Stratasys, a lot of these tech stocks that really shot up. But you also want to have some shorts so you're making money on the downside as well. And again, you see just how accurate this neural index is warning you of that short-term strength in the market. So you can really pair these indicators together and know when to expect that excessive weakness in the market and make some money to the downside. Here in Kinder Morgan here. So again, we've covered a lot of these, oil services companies and things like this, but as clear as day here, crossover to the downside, neural index down at a 0 saying, short the market. And so one of the nice things about VantagePoint is, it really is a forecasting tool here. We're not using this as a really set system. So it's highly adaptable to the way and style that you like to trade. So you essentially say, okay, well, what predictive indicators match my time frame, and then go in there and trade the market. So in addition to essentially our trend of the predicted moving average against the actual moving average, our 48 hours or our short-term neural index, we also have included a predicted high and low range here. So what that is essentially predicting forward what the expected range of the trading day is. So this day that hasn't occurred yet, we see, there's no candle there, but a candle will generate, and we'll see how accurate those predictions are. But if we go ahead and I can bring up all of the historical data here, so we can see how accurate are those predictions against how the market actually traded. So as a trader, when you understand that, look, the market's in a downtrend, you want to short at these predicted high levels. And so as a shorter term a day trader or a swing trader who's adding to your position, those are great intraday levels here. Here we see the neural index popping up to a 1, so strength over the next couple of days. The market hits those predicted highs, but we're still in a downtrend, right? That blue line is still below the black line, still in a downtrend. And you see, again, really great entries to be adding to your short position. So, it really doesn't matter what your style is, how you like to interact with the market. But what's important is that your actions are really linked to very accurate tools that are consistent, and that'll help you make these better trading decisions. So, if you want to day trade it, you can recognize that trend, come in with the shorter term tools, and really understand those levels where you can get those exceptional prices. Again, you see here, we got in this pop here with the neural index up at a 1. Here, the neural index comes up, and you're getting sideways action. You really want to be aware of that to expect that short-term strength, those short-term pops, but the neural index is down, saying short this market, anything but being long in a situation like that. So moving forward, let's go on to Marriott here. So another opportunity that's been to the upside here, but this came through all the way back really mid-April, saying look to go ahead and get long Marriott, and you've gotten a ton of strength from the neural index. So when you're early on in that trend, you really want to get a really nice entry into the market, and you see that this says, look, hold your position, ride this market up. That blue line still to this day remains above the black line, and we've gotten a really nice trend. So, if you start buying this around 92, you're up above 100 or so, about 11% move to the upside in a very, very short period of time. And you see, the last thing you want to be doing is really getting out of the market, over a period of time like this, where, you'd gotten this sideways action, neural index down at a 0, really forecasting this weakness here. But the trend is still up. So, when that catalyst hits the market, and you'll see me, say this over and over again, when that volatility really starts hitting the market, you have to have a position already on. And that would have been the position you'd taken all the way down at 92 as you ride this up from 97 up to about 104 during that gap up there. So really nice opportunity there. Last but not least, let's go ahead and move to Gray Television here. And we want to keep this as simple as it gets here, guys, of look for those crossovers for your directional bias on the market. Your neural index will help you with those shorter term forecasts, and then go in and trade it. You can use those predicted high and low levels. I'll go ahead and bring those up once again so we can take a look here. Let's go ahead and bring that up. And I really just wanted to point this out is, sometimes we get these really big periods of volatility. You see here, we trade way outside this range, but look what this market does. You were shorting at 1460 or so as this market moved lower. You get a big explosion higher. A lot of people probably getting out of those short positions, but look what's getting ready to happen. The trend is still down. You do not want to be buying markets where you have these indicators telling you stay short the market. And I'll bring those up once again. And if we actually go ahead and look at this, the predicted highs and lows here, as you're trading that trend lower over this 18%, you can go ahead and manage that position. So maybe going ahead and adding to your short position here at about $12.80, $13 a share. You see you pop up here again at $12.80 and immediately trading much, much lower. That's about an 8% move just in the day. So when you're getting really good intraday levels because you have these predictive tools and you really understand where those strong trends are, they're also going to work in the longer term to your favor. That's what really gives you an edge to be in a lot of these markets that are really moving quite a bit, about 18% move to the downside there on a GTN Gray Television. So again, really nice opportunities all throughout the market. But of course, you really need the timing and the tools to have that really matching your trading style and how you like to interact with the marketplace. So, as always, guys, thank you all for watching. Please go ahead, leave your questions and comments. I would definitely encourage anyone to go watch some previous videos that are available in the playlist, and you'll hear me repeat over and over again that you got to have those positions on before a lot of that volatility really comes into the market. You don't want to be trying to chase these things down after things have already started to move. So this software really allows you to be prepared for these opportunities and know what your game plan is long before the market opens at 9:30. So, as always, thanks again, guys. Thanks for watching. Best of luck to you out there in the markets. And of course, bye for now.